Hi, good evening. Welcome to Serotonin Milkshake. Peter here, where we are learning to stay fit, joyful, and happy through engaging in thoughtful and truthful conversations. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I just wanted to create a very special episode for why I love YouTube so much and why I decided to start my channel. I had been involved most recently with some musician folks that there was three of us really, and I've had a channel basically idling that I set up months to even a year ago that I just hadn't had active. And there was a gentleman in our group that actually wanted to start putting some of our material, some of our live content that we had created in this person's living room on his channel, which he didn't pay much mind to at all. And so when I reviewed, his situation and then my situation in life and then kind of what was going on and then the fact that I actually had a channel, I decided, I said, listen, I love YouTube. Okay. And this is why I want to start a YouTube channel, because this is so exciting for me in so many different ways. It's exhilarating. I absolutely love it. And I'll explain through a couple of viewpoints here tonight as to why. So, from Lydian to Dorian to Mixolydian guitar scales to learning covers from Simon and Garfunkel to Metallica. I mean, you can find it all in an ocean of opportunity and creativity with YouTube. I have just loved being able to, search. I call it the ears of internet. Basically, also eyes, of course, it's very visual, but definitely if you want to hear musical content, it's a wonderful place to go. Anyway, so I've followed YouTube for years, and basically for backing tracks, for informational content, entertainment purposes, and perfectly clipped news segments. Whereas I might not want to watch the news all the time, but I can just I can get little segments and tidbits and highlights from what's happened in the world thanks to somebody else's reel or short that they've put on there. So. That's just been so intriguing for me, to basically, just it's in my home and it's in my search, and basically having the algorithm, which we all love and adore here so much, to be able to have that working in our favor. Of course, that's what everybody talks about. But of course, it's content mostly. And so, when I've gone on, I've always, I've respected and appreciated the genoming or the genoming of it all, because it basically knows exactly what I like. And every time I turn YouTube back on, there's going to be a thumbnail there ready to engage me in the next best thing that I might be interested in. So it's just super exciting, and it's just a wonderful place to coexist with other creators and marketers and content creators, and just there's so many jobs also inside this industry, photography, videography, writers, producers. You can just think, you can just think upon how many different jobs you could create in and around the YouTube space when you become a creator. So opening up opportunities for everybody. So anyway, I've loved all of this, real shorts to full episodes, basically. Mainly, I've enjoyed YouTube for the backing tracks. That's the primary reason that I got hooked to begin with, because I was looking to learn guitar and become better on the guitar. And I wanted to find out about backing tracks that could play the song in the background, but allow for me to take on the guitar portion of the song, which has been invaluable. It's just been absolutely great. And it's funny because I had a friend recently who was still playing along, God bless his soul. I love him. But he was playing along, cranking up the actual song, and then kind of playing along with it on top of the guitar parts, just like the song was, created and meant to be studio and listened to studio, and, playing guitar on top of the actual song. And I said, well, this is kind of silly. We're supposed to be playing the song. We're supposed to be covering the song, or we're supposed to be improvising. And so I most recently was able to share with him what a backing track was. And this person, had never known. He just had never known what a backing track was. And I was just so excited to be able to share with him, what a backing track was and where to find it, and all the endless possibilities of how you can use it in your creative method when you're learning how to play or wanting to play guitar in general. So that was really exciting, and I really enjoyed. I got a kick out of that, but I also had a really good feeling when I was able to teach somebody something that I had learned that was so valuable to me because I use them all the time. So that was the main reason, that kind of hooked me in, basically. And I've continued to use these tracks and, variations of these videos to learn lead progressions, over the years. Also blessed in learning, the basics, the chords and the songs themselves. Inside the entire song, the chord progressions and the special parts. So if it is in fact a cover song, you want to learn how to play the exact part. I'm not necessarily of that genre, or that's not the biggest interest that I have in terms of, replicating something that's already been done. I'd much rather write my own material and have it kind of an improvisational environment where it could just kind of grow on its own. But then again, like Back in Black by AC/DC, for example, that's an unmistakable entry to that tune. And, it's going to be played one way, and that's expected. So I don't, that would be an example. That would be the, what a lot of people are after for, learning, chord for chord, note for note, that type of situation. So at any rate, so my personal songs, they're all there. So, and I set up, again, I had this channel set up and it was idling, for months. And finally, I started recently playing guitar again, kind of going in and out. I haven't stopped for about 5 years, and I'm really proud of that. But sometimes, like example, I've just had, I've just had surgery. So putting it down a little bit, a little bit of the electric guitar playing is not being done. I'm trying to just lift my acoustic up and try to bring it to my chest, and, just so quickly after surgery, which has only been about 2 weeks. So I'm very excited. I'm glad that the healing process isn't taking, forever on that. And I can probably play a lot sooner than I thought I would. So, but anyway, I wanted to just let everyone know the excitement that I have, working with YouTube. And early on, it was a beautiful thing. And, YouTube began understanding, again, like what I liked as far as the genoming of everything. And it was just became all things Peter, which just was awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to have content, displayed or kind of channeled, directly right to your television screen. So that's pretty awesome, for everyone, independently and individually. So it's just the intelligent machine learning algorithm, it's set up nicely. I have no idea how many people have channels out there, but I would imagine it's probably, now it's probably in the millions. I'm not sure, that's just a guess. But at any rate, if you want to discover, so ultimately what I say in this is, and to cap off with some of my goals and my visions for what I'd like to accomplish here. But if you want to discover something fascinating, okay, learn something, okay, just, what you're set out to learn, and you go ahead and just type it in the search bar. And also just having something inspirational, for you. This is a wonderful place to be. And most importantly, what I found recently was, hey, what a great way to kind of chronicle your life, kind of in a digital age. Basically, a lot of the products that I'm putting on my channel are from, the better part of 25 years. Some of the recordings, I hope, my musical recordings, I certainly hope I can get them much more sophisticated and much more professionally kind of injected into the channel. But most recently, I put on a few songs that were what you would call, not necessarily bootleg, I'd called them a bootleg before, but they're called second and third generations, which means that the transferring of the audio content is being replicated, and if it's done once, it's first generation, second time, second generation, and so forth. So anyway, my goals and my vision for Serotonin Milkshake, again, are to where like minds, it could be any mind, but any that are, that want to talk about, heavy subject matter, or even basically not so heavy content matter. Basically, they can just enjoy, something basic. And basically we can get into the truth of it. We can get into the honesty of the conversation and be, forthright in what we're talking about, and basically not kid ourselves in terms of, anything, involving current events. Again, I say this every time, but it's not going to be a political channel. I just don't want it to be that. But I'm sure a lot of that'll come up, a lot of issues, a lot of human issues will come up. And so those will be topics that'll be important to discuss. And also just ultimately for me, again, anyone out there who wants to be happy, basically the interaction of human beings to engage in a product or a discussion that leads to feeling better about yourself, feeling better about somebody else, feeling better about your family, maybe a schoolmate, maybe a teacher, who knows, maybe a sibling, anything, anybody, a stranger, how you occur in the world, any self-esteem topics or health and wellness topics are also encouraged, invited, and I definitely invite those subjects into the channel. But it's endless, and I like to quote one of my favorite family traditions, which would be, by not defining it, it becomes everything. So that's difficult when you're creating a YouTube channel, because you have to drill down on the specifics in order to entice people on a certain subject matter. Well, my enticement is basically talking about honest conversation topics, having real content, talking about it in real time with real people, and nothing fake about it. Okay, and then having it be brought to the table, brought to light, having people's opinions shared and valued, and then all while creating this, kind of this mystification of just absolute joy and peace and harmony and tranquility, which I've struggled with for a long time, and that was one of the bases for what I wanted to talk about and admit to this, to my viewers tonight, was that I'm using this as a kind of a self-healing tool for myself. So there could be a couple of different titles to this thumbnail, but I'm going to keep it very direct. But it's basically, it was to help me ultimately, because I wanted to be a happier person. And and in doing that, in making an effort, I think this comes with wisdom and age, but not always. I think that what happens is, as we grow older, we understand, or at least the enlightened ones would understand, that by becoming happy, you help other people. And in that action, which would be selfless, you're helping somebody else, and you're giving a piece of yourself, to be able to help somebody else, in anything, and something in their day, in their year, a traumatic event, anything that might have happened that'll make them feel better. They've been through it, they're going through it. Somebody interfacing with the channel might have the exact solution for them, at that time. And I'm hoping maybe this will, it'll start, making these solid connections where people can just, knowingly know that when they come here, they're going to have a really good, honest talk about subject matters that really matter in the world, and that should be aired, and also just a feeling of joy and contentment at the end. So thank you so much, and I look forward to you chiming in with me next time to Serotonin Milkshake. Peter here, your creator and founder, and just reaching out to my family out there who want to get engaged in the channel. Please come. I welcome you here, and I look forward to so much time with you, and going over so much wonderful content. So have a wonderful night. Thanks.